Hello everybody and welcome to Milestone Study. My name is Anusha and in this video we are going to talk about PTE Core. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to it so that I can put on more and more content for you and then we can benefit a lot. What happens in this channel? We give you content about PTE Academic, UKVI and PTE Core where we talk about grammar points and all those things that is required to ace your test. If you go back to our old videos, you will see that there are reading questions being solved and writing templates as well, listening questions being discussed, all the format from beginners to advanced. So definitely you don't want to miss that. Whether you're taking the test for the first time or you've been taking the test again and again because you didn't get your desired score, our channel is going to help you solve that. Remember that we are on Facebook and Instagram as well. So if you have any queries about classes or you want to take personal classes, you want to take group classes, feel free to contact us. We also have our PTE portal where you can practice and you can take mock tests, get your scores, analyze your mistakes, and work on your weaknesses. We conduct online classes, so if you're not in Sydney or you're not in Kathmandu, you can definitely join our online classes, which is actually very efficient. In this particular video, we are talking about PTE Core for those people who are doing their Canadian migration, they are, applying for citizenship. PTE Core is not for those who are applying for study, okay? So skip this video if you are looking for academic, okay? This is only for those who are taking PTE Core. There have been instances where students have booked PTE Core, but they want to book PTE Academic, okay? So please remember that academic is for study purposes, Australia and other countries. Core is for immigration for Canada. Hope you are clear about it. Let's begin with the first slide. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about the exam format. This is for the beginners who have never taken the PTE Core or who have taken the core test, but they don't have any idea about it. They just went in and checked, okay? So the test runs for 2 hours, yeah? Straight. There is no break and you can take your break. You can go outside. You can raise a hand, go outside. But that time that you go outside will be deducted from your actual test, which we don't want, okay? So make sure that you take the whole test without any breaks. The test will have 4 modules, speaking, writing, reading, and listening, 4, and 19 types of questions. So here, this is the first distinction that you can encounter, okay? In academic, there are 20 question types. In core, there are 19. The total band score is 90. So whatever your requirement is, you have to work on that. 90 being the total, okay? The highest point. How many modules? As I said, 4 modules. The first, speaking and writing, will run for 50 minutes, where 15 minutes for speaking and 35 minutes for writing will be allocated. Speaking will have 5 tasks and writing will have 2. These are compulsory. It's not like optional, okay? You must attend all these 5 types of speaking questions and 2 writing. Reading and listening each will have 30 minutes with 5 in reading and 7 tasks in listening. Moving on, we will have the speaking section first. But before that, you will have 10 minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes of technical things going on. Okay, for example, you'll have to check your headset, you'll have to check if the mic is working or not, and also that there's a personal introduction section. Okay, for the headpiece, let me stop sharing for a while. For the headset, obviously the headset will be big enough, so and adjustable, okay? It's not like fixed. So the headset that you are provided is called Andrea, okay? You can find it online, but I don't recommend anyone buying it because I've seen people buying it and they still struggle in the speaking section, okay? So any normal headset will be fine. Headset and the mic. The most important thing is where to place the mic. The mic position should not be in front of the mouth. If it's in front of the mouth, your mouth, then it could be distorted, okay? The breathing sounds can distort it. So make sure either you have it in front of your nose or here in front of the chin. 2 places. I personally prefer it here, parallel to the jawline. That is up to you. Nose level is also fine, okay? If everything goes well, chin level, why not? If you feel like there's something wrong with the headset, immediately call the invigilator. They will come inside and do all the necessary things for you. They might change it, or they might put you on another computer or whatever. Okay. If it's working fine, if they say that it's okay, then you have to move on. After that, so headset is okay, everything is okay, you will have the personal introduction section where you have to introduce yourself. It is not a marked section, so that means you don't have to attempt it. Okay, you can simply say my name is Anusha. So you just say my name is Anusha and click next. Okay, whatever your name is, say that and click next. Generally, you will hear other people saying, my name is this, I'm from here, I want to do this, my hobbies and my study, all these things they will say, but it's actually not required. Okay, so if you're watching this video and you're following my videos, then we don't say personal introduction. We just say my name is and then your name. Then move on. Now comes the first question, which is read aloud. Let's go to the slide. Here, you see there are 5 types: read aloud, repeat, describe, respond, and answer short question. Prompt description means first question, read aloud, will have your text up to 60 words. After that, you get another question, repeat sentence. Okay, there is no warning in between. There is nothing, no one speaking in the computer saying, okay, first question, read aloud. Second question, repeat sentence. Visually, you have to identify whether it's read aloud or it's repeat sentence, okay? And this is a challenging part. Who have not taken the test, you have to see, okay, this has a text, so this is read aloud. This has an audio, this is repeat sentence, okay? Prompt description is 60 words maximum, or could be less. You will get 40 seconds to prepare, or sometimes less, depending on how many words you have to prepare. So in the preparation time, you just speak normally, okay? Don't worry if other people can hear you. Definitely, you can hear others and others can hear you. That's the setting, because 10 or 12 people will be sitting next to each other with just a simple, like, normal partition. You can easily hear others speak. If they are especially speaking loudly, I recommend you raise your hand and call the invigilator inside. They will come in and intervene the other person and tell them to speak softly. So words are there in front of your screen. You have 40 seconds to prepare, and then after the beep tone, okay, after the beep tone, you have your recording time. The recording time starts. That means this is the time, okay? You have to speak. The microphone is on. Whatever you speak will be recorded and will be judged. So your marking will be done according to your speaking. A number of questions, 6 to 7, and depending on number of questions, your marks can also fluctuate. Sometimes 30 marks, sometimes 35, or more or less. So depending on how difficult the paragraph is, and how well you speak, you will get the marks. Now, unlike IELTS, in PTE Core and Academic, your marks will be distributed to 2 different sections sometimes. For read aloud section, your marks will go towards speaking, 30 marks to speaking, and the same number to reading section. Without doing any reading question, you've already started scoring reading. Okay, your reading marks will be scored out of 30. Speaking, definitely, because this is speaking section, but even reading will be marked. So whenever somebody only performs speaking section, their reading marks will also go up. So the better your speaking is, the better your reading will be. See? And it's an advantage, because some people who are very bad at reading section, automatically speaking will enhance their score. Speaking is very important. Remember that. Now let's do a demo of how to perform the read aloud section. This is milestonestudy.com.au, where you can register and you can start practicing. There are lots of questions here. Okay, and this is one of the examples. You see here, beginning in 35 seconds means the practice time has started. Once this beginning in blah 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 ends, there will be a beep tone, and you must speak as soon as the beep tone is there. Okay, after the beep, if you don't speak, the microphone can go off, can turn off automatically, and you won't be able to record anything. This skip button will not be there in the exam, just here in the practice session. Okay, The disease model remains dominant in the US because of its stakeholders. First, the rehab industry, worth an estimated $35 billion per year, uses the disease nomenclature in a vast majority of its ads and slogans. Despite consistently low success rates, that's not likely to stop because it pulls in the cash. Second, as long as addiction is labeled a disease, medical insurance providers can be required to pay for it. Okay, and you must click stop as soon as you finish. Okay, if you do not click on that stop button is also not there in the exam. In the exam, you just need to click on next. Okay, but here you have to click on stop so that you can get your score here. Now, what is happening and how do you analyze the scores here? For content, I got 5 by 5, pronunciation is 4 by 5, and fluency is 3.5. Now, fluency sometimes can be 5 by 5, sometimes 3.5, because if you hesitate or if you take time to click next, your fluency will go down. But definitely we'll try to score 5 by 5, and 84 by 90 is okay, it's 8, okay? And wherever you have made mistakes, for example, here it's showing and D is wrong, okay? D is wrong. So that means I was supposed to say and estimated, but somehow I said and. My detection was and, yeah? And estimated. So that is wrong. So next time I need to be careful. Cash, catch. Okay, so again, pronunciation will be different. And here you can click on the play button. You can hear yourself, verify if you said catch or cash, and then move on. Okay. Now, one trick here is if you're not sure about the word, for example, nomenclature, okay? If you're not sure how to pronounce this word, simply skip it. Move ahead. Do not worry about that question, that word or phrase. Speak as much as possible, but if not, then just go ahead. Okay. Obviously, your marks will be deducted a little bit. It will affect your scoring, but rather than hesitating and pausing, it's okay to skip. Okay. Hope you understood this one. Now, let's move on to the next question. We are all busy people, so we want to speed up our preparation, isn't it? Now, the second question is called repeat sentence, and it is also important, a little difficult, okay? Out of all these questions, repeat sentence, people find it a bit difficult because it's more like your memory test rather than English test. Here, what happens, you will hear one sentence. Now, that one sentence can be 3 seconds, can be 9 seconds, so the maximum will go up to 9 seconds, which is obviously hard. But generally, it's 3 to 4 seconds. Now, they will speak a sentence, a meaningful sentence. So all you have to do is repeat whatever they said, okay? There is no preparation time, unlike read aloud. So don't think that you can write it and you can memorize it and then you speak. No. It's very hard because of this reason. There is no preparation time and there is no beep tone, okay? And when there is no beep tone, you have to rely on the screen as to when to speak, okay? 40 seconds to record, but yeah, generally we need to finish in 3 to 9 seconds because the prompt itself is 3 to 9 seconds. So it makes no sense to speak for 40 seconds, right? Number of questions, 10 to 12. See, if you compare, it's the highest. Okay, 10 to 12 questions will be there back to back, one by one. And then marking 30 marks for speaking and 30 marks for listening. It could go up or down depending, okay, depending on how difficult it is and how many questions you get. All right, so let's check how it will look. So the question says you will hear a sentence. Please repeat the sentence exactly as you hear it. You will hear the sentence only once. So there is no rewind button or fast or pause button, okay? You just speak, the audio will be played automatically when you click next and then no beep tone and you have to speak when the recording starts. Please repeat the sentence exactly as you hear it as much as possible. It's not that you have to repeat everything for the score, okay? You can speak 50%, you can speak 60%, and you'll still be marked. All right, let's try one.
Scientific developments often cause lots of problems, so sometimes they're not worth it.
Scientific developments sometimes cause a lot of problems, so sometimes it's not worth it. Okay, now this can be considered one of the toughest questions because there are lots of words. However, if you understand, it's sometimes it's easier to repeat. Okay, for example, here mine scientific developments so instead of often I said sometimes, cause a lot I said a lot, but actually it's lots of problems, so sometimes it's not worth it. I said they're not, so actually they're not worth it. I said it's not worth it. So because of these problems, I've got less in the content and also less in the pronunciation. But fluency, you see, is 5 by 5 because I did not pause, did not hesitate, and did not take a long time to click on the stop button. So these are some rules, okay? I've recorded some other videos previously about repeat sentence. Just search milestone study repeat sentence. The third type of question is called describe image. You see a picture there, and like it's not like seconds or words, it's just the picture, but the picture could be of anything. It could be a map, bar graph, pie chart, okay, a scenario, a landscape, people, whatever. You just have to explain whatever is saying, whatever the image is showing. Okay, you get 25 seconds to prepare, which is enough. And then there's a beep tone after which you have to start recording. 40 seconds, the mic will turn on and you have to speak. After the beep tone, immediately, if you wait for 2 or 3 seconds, the mic will turn off automatically. And this applies to all the speaking tasks. Mic will turn off. Then comes how to speak. Okay, I'll give you the template in a while. But see the number of questions, 3 to 4, and marks will be 15, depending again how many you get. And also your score will depend on your fluency, pronunciation, and content. Okay, so basically the whole speaking section, it is dependent on your fluency, pronunciation, and the content. Okay, let's see a demo here. Uh, on our website, you can see these two sections where there's PTE Academic, UKVI, and PTE Core. Okay, obviously we're talking about PTE Core, so we go here and you can use these tools, study materials, and templates. Okay, so under the template section, you will find the templates for describe image and retell for describe image. Yeah, here you can see in this thing. So ignore the retell lecture because it's not under core. Describe image template is the picture is mainly about blah 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 and also about blah 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 and also about and also about. I think that's enough. Thank you so much. Now this and also about you can repeat as much as you want. There is no limitation. And in the blanks, you just have to fill in the words from the picture. Okay, so please note this down, or later on you can come back to our website and download it from there. For now, I'm going to go to describe image question and give you a demo. All right, so you can see a picture here, a bar graph here, and there is this heading given, words given, and numbers given. All you have to do is this. The picture is mainly about participation in sports by gender and also about UK and also about men and women and also about fitness or gym, cycling or swimming and also about football and yoga and percentage and also about 0, 5, and 10. I think that's enough. Thank you so much. Okay, just click there and here you go. Bingo, you get 5 by 5 and it is 89 by 90. All you have to do is use the template and plug in all the words that you can see. It's not necessary to speak everything. If it's a difficult word, skip it. Okay, skip those difficult words. You need to speak for at least 10 seconds. More than that, anything is welcome. But I personally prefer 15 seconds or less, 10 to 15 seconds. To be honest, in the exam, I don't speak more than 15 seconds. But again, it's up to you. Okay, you have to speak anyhow. You have to speak these words. You can use numbers, but numbers will be the least preferred. You can use the numbers in the end. First, use all the words and then come down to numbers. Again, for describe image, you can refer separately to the describe image video, which is just search milestone study describe image. Okay. Moving ahead, respond to a situation has just been added especially for PTE Core and is not there in the academic test. Okay, now what happens here? You have to listen to a prompt and you can also read the prompt on the screen. They will speak. Then they give you time to prepare. This is 20 seconds, okay? It's different than the rest. So 20 seconds to prepare, there is a beep tone and you speak after the beep tone. The mic will turn on for 40 seconds, then turn off. Number of questions, 2 to 4 and 10 marks for, again, depending on how many you get. But just an average will be 10 for speaking and not for anything else. Describe image and respond to a situation does not contribute to any other modules, only for speaking, which means the primary focus here is pronunciation and fluency instead of content. Okay. Anyway, we see how this question should be performed.
As a teacher leading an outdoor excursion with your class, suppose a student wanders off from the group during a museum visit. How would you collaborate with the museum personnel and fellow supervisors to find the student and guarantee their well-being?
They've asked us a question and we need to answer how would I collaborate with them, okay? Now think that you are a teacher and you can use some templates here if you want. Otherwise, speak on your own independently without any template, okay? Let us see how I perform here. Beep tone. As a teacher leading an outdoor excursion with my class, one of my students wanders off from the group during a museum visit. I have to collaborate with the museum personnel very friendly. I have to become very friendly and talk to fellow supervisors as well to find the student and guarantee their well-being. I become very responsible at this case. Okay, so I think this would be the best I could perform for this particular task. Okay, so I've got 3.5 by 8 and definitely I can work a little bit more maybe to talk a bit fluently and also work on my pronunciation. In case of this word wonders, actually the word should be wonders off. So the automatic detection, it took it as wonders, okay? So check for yourself how good your pronunciation is and how fluently you can speak and practice more to get your desired score. Let's move on. The last question to deal with in speaking section would be answer short questions, which is the least important question. In this question, you will get a question like a normal question, very, a kind of like general knowledge question, and you have to answer that question, okay? So the prompt will be one question. Normal question, it could be like, what is the opposite of top? Where do we go when we have a toothache? Okay, something like that. And you have to answer like top, bottom. Toothache, we go to the dentist. Yeah. And the question could be 3 to 9 seconds long. Don't worry about this. It's generally a question. You don't have to take any notes here. Simply listen to it and speak when the recording starts. Okay, there is no preparation time. That's why I said do not write anything. Whatever comes at top of your mind, speak up. And then there's 10 seconds to record your answer. You click next immediately. After 1 or 2 seconds, you must be done. No beep tone, which is sad thing because again you have to rely on the screen to start speaking. Then there will be 5 to 6 questions. 5 to 6 questions, your 5 to 6 answers. In case you don't know the answer, you can skip that question or you can say, I don't know. Okay, whatever. 2 options. Either you skip it or you say, I don't know. I personally say, I don't know, but it's up to you. You can say anything you want. Don't hesitate. Don't take a lot of time here. Okay.
What do we call a shape of 6 sides?
Hexagon. I know. Hopefully my detection will be correct. Yeah, it's good. Hexagon is correct. Okay. So don't worry about this thing. As soon as you speak, they will detect it and you will get the points one by one. 1 if the right answer is there, 0 if there is no right answer. Okay. And you don't have to practice this question a lot. Focus on the first 4 questions and this maybe when you are taking a mock test or a little bit when you're practicing. That's it. See the overall speaking section. Your reading section will be affected by 30 marks and your listening by 35 marks. So work on the speaking section if you want your reading and listening to go up. That's all about speaking. Time to move on to the writing section. So moving on to the writing section, there are two types of questions, as I said earlier, and they are summarized written text and write email. So what happens in summarized written text? You have a paragraph passage they give you up to 200 words. Now you have to read that paragraph and summarize it. Whatever technique that you are using, you can use that to summarize it, okay? So you can watch my student study summarize written text videos to get some tips and hints to get good scores. You get 10 minutes to write that summary, which will include the reading time. Proofreading is also important, okay? Proofreading actually is the most important thing because you might be making mistakes while you type and you have to recheck and make some corrections there. You get the word count. The limit is 25 to 50 words. Do not have to count it manually like in paper test. You just need to see the total word count. It automatically counts it. Make sure it's not under 25 and not more than 50. Number of questions will be 1 to 2. It could be 1, it could be 2, and marks will be 8 for writing and 8 for reading. So by now you already know the concept of how one task will contribute to two different sections, isn't it? So writing will have 8 and reading will have 8 from here. If you get full points, 8 for each. Second type of question is write email. Here you will get a prompt of up to 100 words. They will give you a situation where you have to write an email. For each email, you get 9 minutes and the word count is 50 to 120 words. Do not exceed 120 nor less than 50. And number of questions will be 2 email. Minimum, you will have 2 emails, okay? So be prepared for that. And 3 maximum. The marking will be 15 for each email. So when you get 2 emails, that will be 30 marks. Okay, so here writing will contribute approximately 38 marks. Now, where are the rest of the questions? Where are the other writing questions or marks? Where are the marks coming from? It's coming from the reading section and listening section. So prepare for that as well as we proceed in the reading and listening section. But for now, from the writing section itself, you have 2 tasks. Okay, let's see a demo. Now, all you have to do is click here and go into the writing section, summarize written text. Here, you'll get a passage like this and you have to read it and understand to summarize it, okay? Word count will be 25 to 50. That is the most important thing because as soon as you exceed 50, you will get less marks, okay? Now, in this question, what I'll do is choose 2 sentences and join them with comma and. For the detailed video, I'll link it in the description, okay? For email, again, you go to write email section. And they're gonna give you this prompt. You're going to propose a neighborhood talent showcase to highlight the skills and talents of residents in your city. Write an email, blah, blah, blah. And these are the things that you should include in your email, okay? For that, I prepared a template, which we can check now. Now, what you do is you're going to address the person. For example, dear friend, dear Roger, dear principal, okay, depending on who you are addressing this email to. So dear somebody, I'm writing this email to bring to your notice that. So you give that introduction sentence why you've written this email. I want to bring to your notice that the principal has announced a holiday, okay, or the principal has announced a talent show, whatever. You write an independent clause here. There are some grammar points like independent clause. So you need to write an independent clause means it has to be meaningful. After addressing it to the right person, you can just say, I'm writing this email to bring to your notice that something is happening. Okay, maybe the council is planning to cut down the trees behind the bush or whatever. So I would like to, whatever you want to do. Okay, now because the council is trying to do this, I would like to help. I would like to assist, whatever you want to do. It will be given in the email question. Firstly, so to do that, firstly, we should dot dot dot. We should do this, we should do that, which will help us meet the target sooner than later. The next step, suggestion or idea, choose one word, okay? The next step is to do something, eventually, da da da. Last but not least, whatever point, paves the path to a future, better future, anticipating a positive response, kind regards, and then your name or whatever your designation is. Now let's see an example. So the question says you are a fitness instructor and you want to motivate more adults to exercise regularly. That is our introduction sentence. That's why I've written dear clients and write an email to your clients. So I'm addressing dear clients. I'm writing this email to bring to your notice that as a fitness instructor, instead of you, I change it to I want to motivate more adults to exercise regularly. So I would like to do something. So I would like to suggest, which is already given here. So I'd like to suggest different types of workouts that you can try instead of they, changing it to you. So instead of you, I change it to they, I change it to you. Firstly, you should do cardio and strength exercises, which will help you meet the target sooner than later. The next idea is to focus on flexibility, eventually making your body resilient. Last but not least, learning balancing exercises paves the path to a healthier future. Anticipating a positive response, kind regards, and then you can write your name. My name is Anusha, so I can write kind regards, Anusha, okay? So this is how you should attempt the question. And sometimes the prompt might say you should not write less than 100 words. So make sure that you write at least 100 words and not more than 120 words, okay? But the general word limit is 50 to 120. Now comes, right. After the writing section, you get a reading section. In reading, there are 5 types of questions and they're all the same as in the PTE Academic question type. So first is reading and writing fill in the blanks. Text up to 200 words and you should be spending 2.5 minutes each. There will be 5 to 6 questions to solve and marks will be allocated to writing as well. So 25 for reading and 25 for writing. Okay, this would be considered as the most important question for the reading section and similarly for writing section. The second question is MCQ multiple answers. There will be a text. Obviously, in reading section, all will be as a text. Okay, there is no audio or video. For this question type, we don't bother much. We don't want to practice this. It's like minimal marks. So either ignore it or choose anything that you like. A number of questions, 1 or 2, and marks will be just 1 for reading. Okay. 1 for reading or a little more because sometimes when there are more questions, you might be getting more marks. However, it has got negative marking. So we suggest choose 1 answer instead of multiple answers, okay? Reorder paragraphs. You will have a paragraph that is jumbled. It's not in order. 2 minutes to solve and 2 to 3 questions will be there. Marks up or down, 8 marks for reading only, no writing or listening. The fourth question is reading blanks, drag and drop. So what's the difference between the top reading and writing in this reading blanks? It's just how the options are shown, okay? And also the difficulty level. The first reading and writing blanks is harder than the fourth one. That's what I feel. But again, it depends individually. If you are good at grammar, then drag and drop will be easier. If you are good at vocabulary, then reading and writing blanks will be easier. 2 minutes to solve. See, the text is also shorter. The first one takes up to 200 words. The second one takes up to 80 words. So obviously time should be less, yeah? A number of questions, 4 to 5, and reading will be 18 marks or 20 or 16, depending on how many you get. Multiple choice single answer, not so important. 1 minute to solve if you have time left. Okay, you see there's 30 minutes for the reading section. So in those 30 minutes, you have to solve all these questions. Whoever does it faster will have more marks more time left in the end. Therefore, they can solve it better. If you don't have enough time, move on. You must because the computer will not let you choose any option, okay? Because they'll just say your time is up and you need to move on. Number of questions, 1 to 13 to 18 in total. For multiple choice, it's 1 to 2, and just 1 mark for reading, or 2, depending on how many you get. Okay, so this is just the theory part. Let's see individually how the questions appear. So you go to the reading question, and all these 5 types of questions are here. The first question, reading and writing, FIB. There is this timer running up, but in the exam, it's going to count down, okay? So that's the difference. In mock test, you will see that the time is counting down and not up. All you have to do is pick your word from the list here. For each blank, there will be 4 options like this, and you need to click. Whichever you feel is right, you're going to click, okay? Up to you, but remember, it tests your grammar knowledge and vocabulary. Here, you finish it and see. Okay, now luckily I got 2 right without reading it, okay? But it may not be the case in your when you are solving it. And 1 was wrong. So if your answer is wrong, you don't get any points. But if it is right, then 1 mark each. And as I said, writing as well. Writing will be going up too. This is the first fill in the blanks question. Second is multiple choice, multiple answer. So you have to read the text, and in the sometimes at the bottom or at the right side, you'll be given this question and you have to pick one, okay? Just pick one randomly without reading any paragraph. Now you might be finding like, oh, well, that's weird. Why won't I read it? Because if you are reading this, definitely you'll spend 1 or 2 minutes, which means you might not be able to do the rest of the questions, okay? Because reading time is a bit tough to handle. So reading is one of the types where people come back and say my reading marks is not as required, okay? So 5 out of 5 I got out of 2. There are actually A and C. A and C are the right answers. I was supposed to get 2 by 2, but because I chose B, I'm getting 0, okay? In this section here, you see -1. -1 will convert to 0 when it comes to overall score. So that's why even if it is negative marking, do not worry. In the end, it will be converted to 0, okay? Then comes reorder paragraphs. Yeah. So for the reorder paragraphs, on the left side, you have this jumbled paragraph. You have to bring it to the right side and just go ahead and make a list of it in the order. Whatever is happening first. So I think, okay, this sentence should come in the beginning. Okay, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. Okay, I don't know. Maybe this one should go up. Okay, whatever. Read it. Take your time, 2 to 2.5 minutes. Read it, understand it, and solve it. Bingo. So all correct. That means I get 3 by 3. For each individual pairing, you get the marks, okay? Not for the sentence. Yeah. Here, CD, DB, and BA. Let me show you one more question to tell you about the marking. Okay, I'm just doing it randomly. I'm not taking care of anything. Just finish this. See, if CB is correct, no matter where it is, no matter what happens to the other questions, you will still get 1 mark for CB. So our focus should be targeting on the pair ups rather than the whole sequence. Okay. Then comes reading FIB. This is the 4th type and easier according to me. See. Now in this case, the outlook is different. Here, you do not choose out of 4. Here, you choose out of all these given ones, okay? Now you have to drag and drop, put it up there. Not, in this case, I didn't read anything. It was just random guesses. and I got 0. So read it, understand it. Your luck will not favor you all the time. Okay, 0 by 3. If I had got maybe differ was correct, then I get 1 by 3. Okay, the last one, multiple choice, single answer. Again, choose randomly. See, you have to read this paragraph. Choose a correct sentence that best summarizes the text. Okay, so you have to write this, follow the summary. Which of the following is true? There will be question. There's a paragraph. You have to study the paragraph and pick one only. Choose single answer. Okay, now again, this time I was wrong. I get 0 by 1. If I had chosen D, I'll get 1 by 1. Okay, very easy to understand. So writing is not a tough module to understand, but in order to get the points, it could be challenging because of your lack of vocabulary and lack of comprehension skills. So overall in the reading section, we are targeting on reading and writing blanks, and reorder. These are the 3 most important questions. Finally comes the listening section. Now, listening could be a bit tough because you've already drained your brain with all those speaking and writing tasks and reading tasks. So by the time you reach the listening section, you might be tired and, feeling like, oh, I want to go home and I've already made a mess. Okay. But remember that listening is so important for the writing section. Listening itself, it can come from speaking. But for writing, you cannot neglect this task, okay? 7 types of questions, and you have 30 minutes to solve them all. For summarize spoken text, that's the first question type, okay? You hear. Now, listening is all about hearing and watching. Sometimes you get a video, okay? So don't be surprised when you get a video, okay? It's the same. You just have to focus on the things that they speak. Summarize spoken text, there is this prompt description will be 45 to 75 seconds. That means the audio will play for 45 to 75 seconds. And you have to take down notes. They're talking about global warming. They're talking about governments, okay? You have to take down notes. And using the template, which I provide in a while, using a template, you have to start writing your summary, okay? You don't have to follow the template, but if you do, then make sure your grammar is correct. 8 minutes to do 1 summarized spoken text, and 1 to 2 questions will be there. The marking will go towards writing as well. That's why I said earlier that for writing, your listening is important, okay? 1 to 2 questions and marking. Your word count is 20 to 30. So don't get confused with SWT, which is the summarized written text question. In summarized written text, the word count was 25 to 50. But in here, it's 20 to 30, even lesser. Yeah, so lesser you have to write. And you have to write it in 8 minutes, which is a lot. To write 30 words in 8 minutes, easy. 1 to 2 task is there and 10 marks, as I said. Okay. Here's a template which you can follow, but you don't have to. You can use your own template, up to you. Okay. So all you do is the audio was about, and then you write word, word, and word. Additionally, the speaker stated such words as word and word. Finally, the speaker talked about word, word, and also about word. So all you have to do is write nouns, possibly plural nouns. Okay, and it's not hard to find 8 plural nouns. You don't have to write a lot, just 8 nouns. Okay, but make sure that they are high vocab words. It's not very easy words like dog, bat, like that. Okay, something more relevant to the audio. Okay, let's see one example. So SST example number 1. These could be the words that you've taken from the audio, and all you do is the audio was about strategies, urban areas, and mammals. There should not be, you don't have to worry about the connection, the relation between these words. You just need to write strategies, urban areas, and mammals, and you see they are all plurals. The speaker stated such words as researchers and colleagues. Now, I've written this word additionally here. You can remove it. If you see that it's going more than 30 words, you can remove that word, okay? If you don't see that it's more than 30, then you can add it on. The speaker stated such words as researchers and colleagues. Finally, the speaker talked about fear, tolerance, and also about individuals. Okay, here, fear and tolerance is in singular form because they are uncountable, but individuals should be in plural form. Okay, second example. So these are the words I've taken from an audio. The audio was about tourism, urbanization, and conservation. The speaker stated such words as changes and questions. Finally, the speaker talked about predators, genes, and also about cues. And another thing that you need to do or you want to do is pair up singular with singular, plural with plural. For example, here, changes with questions. Okay, if you write such words as changes and tourism, then in most of the cases that will be considered wrong. Okay, when you join anything with and, make sure that they have similar form. Okay, and here we need to use nouns, possibly in plural. If it's singular, then all singular. Okay, all right. Now I'll be obviously making more videos about it in the future. The second question is multiple choice, multiple answer. You have an audio playing for 50 to 90 seconds. Do not spend any time to solve this question. Similar to reading, it's not so important. 1 to 2 questions is there, and it's only for listening. Negative marking is also there. So better choose only one and hope that it's correct, okay? 1 mark for listening, nothing going towards writing nor for reading. The third question type is fill in the blanks, 30 to 60 seconds. The prompt can be very short as 30 seconds or 60 seconds. You have to listen to an audio and fill in the blanks. Okay, I'll show you a demo in a while. Then there is 1 minute to complete. Now, the timing actually is 30 minutes, okay? And out of 30 minutes, I'm squeezing out 1 minute to finish this task. If you take lesser time, perfect, better, okay? Lesser, the better. 2 or 3 questions and marks, 10 marks for listening, 10 marks for writing, sometimes up or down. MCQ single answer is similar to the reading section. Solve it if you can. Don't take a lot of time. 20 seconds is just estimated. Lesser is fine. 1 to 2 questions there and listening, not a lot, okay? Only 1 mark, 2 marks, which is nothing out of 90. Select missing word is a bit different type of question here. If you have, this is something that we have never done in the exam in the school time. The prompt can be as short as 20 seconds to 70 seconds, okay? 5 seconds to solve it. I know 5 seconds is like nothing, but trust me that if you do this well, your answer should be there in 5 seconds, within 5 seconds or less. 1 to 2 questions here and 1 mark for listening, okay? Highlight incorrect words. It's considered important. 15 to 50 seconds of the audio. Here you're given a transcript. You have to highlight incorrect words. The words will be pronounced or they will be giving you different words than in the transcript. 5 seconds after the audio, click next immediately. 2 to 3 questions, okay? Only. It's like a game, okay? I like this task very much, but concentration should be at the peak. If you're not concentrating, the words will just move on and you are stuck. You're just watching, oh, what happened? What happened? 10 marks for listening and 10 marks for reading. There is negative marking, which I'll show in a while. Right from dictation, it's the showstopper. The most important question, there will be, or prompt will be 3 to 5 seconds long. That means there's one sentence. It's similar to repeat sentence. There's one sentence long and you have to write it exactly. Whatever they say, write exactly, okay? 1 minute to solve it, 3 to 4 questions. 25 for listening and 25 for writing. See? So if you compare all this, right from dictation has the highest marks. Each word that you write will give you 1 mark. Okay? So obviously this is important. And whoever misses this right from dictation question is less likely to get their desired score. Okay? Now let's go to the website to see each question. All right, so you see that there is a short report and timing will start from 8 minutes and it is countdown timer, okay? You have to write only 20 to 30 words in 8 minutes. So you have the audio will play automatically and here will be the place where you can start writing the template and taking down notes. Word count is automatic. And to check your answer, you just need to click on finish, okay? And click on next, okay? The basic idea is listen to the audio and write a summary. As like include the words, higher vocabulary words from the audio. Then comes a multiple choice, multiple answer. Multiple choice, multiple answer is not important. Whatever the audio is speaking. Now, there is one drawback. You cannot skip the audio. For example, here I could pause and play and go to the next question if I don't like it. But in the real exam, this will be like stuck. You have to listen to it anyhow. So listen to it and then click on one option, whatever you feel like. Only one, okay? Here it says you need to select more than one, but no, I'm telling you, you can only choose one and then click on the next button. Okay, here we click finish and bingo, just a random guess and I got it right, okay? This is how you have to do this one. Listen and understand and pick, but don't take a lot of time. The third question is fill in the blanks. You will hear a recording, so recording will play automatically and type the missing words in each blank. So all these blanks here, you require to write the word. Let's try and do this one quickly.
A total of 5 ozone ascents were taken at Barati Station, Indian Mission, Antarctica during April to June 2016. As the stratospheric temperatures reduced to 82.24 Celsius on June 20, 2016, indicating the formation of stratospheric clouds which may lead to depletion of the ozone. Concentration in the stratosphere. Leading scientists at Barati Station feared that Montreal Accord has not succeeded to control emission of ozone-depleting gases in atmosphere.
Okay, now this last word felt like they said mission, but because they're saying gases, I'm guessing it should be emission instead of mission, okay? So sometimes you have to understand the context in order to find it. All right, so here it is, Antarctica with capital A. If it's not capital, it will be wrong, okay? And emission, as I said, they did say mission, but I figured out it's actually emission. Okay, so we have to get used to the accent. Then the next question is called multiple choice single answer. Not important. All you gotta do is listen, pick one. The problem is you cannot pause the audio or skip the audio in the exam, okay? That time should be consumed. All right, here I got it wrong, but I'm not sad because this doesn't give me a lot of marks. I'm actually saving my time and energy for the last question, which is right from dictation. Another one, select missing word. What they want us to do is hear the recording, and at the end of the recording, the last word or group of words has been replaced by a beep. So whatever they speak, in the end, they will just vanish. Okay, there'll be an incomplete sentence in the end. You have to select the correct option to complete the recording. Here will be the options. You have to guess what they are about to say. Okay, so just keep practicing and you'll get used to this question type. So all you have to do is complete the recording. Whatever the beep tone there is, you have to complete it. Okay. For this question type, you can refer to Milestone Study listening format. Okay. Highlight incorrect words. Important one. So all you have to do is hear the recording and the transcript is given. So transcript means whatever they speak is here given, okay? And you have to choose the word that is different. Since that's what we're gonna find out today, what we're gonna find out tomorrow. If you say tomorrow, then you have to click on here, okay? Demanding, supplying, so you have to click on here, okay? Let's try one.
We might think perfect pitch is an innate talent. Well, a study in the American Journal of Human Genetics is providing some evidence for that. Perfect pitch, also known as absolute pitch, is the rare ability to name or recreate musical notes like A or middle C without using any comparable reference. Researchers at the University of California, San Francisco, studied the results from an online test taken by over 10,000 people. Not surprisingly, individuals tended to either have perfect pitch or not. But in a closer study of 73 families, researchers found a region of genes on chromosome 8 in those with perfect pitch. And also they happened to be from European ancestry. More study is needed to actually zero in on just which gene or multiple genes might be responsible. And for comparison, they intend to study individuals without perfect pitch, but with equivalent musical training. There is some evidence that babies have the ability for absolute pitch. So researchers for this study theorize that maybe most lose this ability with age, but that what a so-called pitch gene does is extend this talent through a crucial period in childhood.
Okay, here I go. Aka. Didn't they say also? Also, I felt that they said also, but then I choose it, also known as. And this, the full form of AKA is also known as. So that's why maybe they took it as correct. All right. So anyway, now we get to know about negative markings. Okay. The right answer is supposed to be this, but I chose one extra word according to the computer. Now, therefore, I got -1. I'm supposed to get 5 by 5, but because of that -1, I'm getting 4 by 5, okay? All 5 were correct, but out of 5, 1 minus, so I got 4 by 5. So that's why we have to be a bit careful because negative marking here, okay? And the last question, and the most important, to be honest, is right from dictation. Here. Okay, let's see.
This course can help to deepen your appreciation of art.
Okay, this is what I feel is correct, okay? Let's see. Each right word gives you 1 mark. And fortunately, I'm getting 10 by 10. Now, I'll show you one more technique. Let's do this.
The morning's lecture on economic policy has been canceled.
Okay, so this is what I feel. Make sure that it is starting with capital, okay? But I'm not sure if they say morning or they say mornings or they said mornings. And I'm not sure if they said economy or whatever, okay? And I'm not sure if they say has or have, yeah? And also I'm not sure about the spelling of cancel. So I'm going to write all of them, whatever I'm confused with. I'm going to write each word extra. And let's say the magic. Now, even if I've written wrong words, they have given me 4 points because the marking criteria says each right word is marked 1. Each word that you write with spellings that is correct spelling, you get 1 mark. Okay, so no matter how many wrong words you write, you still get 0 for that word. And there is no sequence marking, there is no grammar marking, and that is the plus point for right from dictation. So although it is important, it is hard, there is this trick that you can use, okay? So finally, we are in the end here. There are these questions that you have to solve in the real exam. There will be mock tests here at the bottom, and there are some strategy classes that you can watch. As I say, right from dictation is here, reading, reorder, blanks, yeah, PTE full test, read aloud, how to do this routine here, PTE test. So this PTE test is a PTE Academic for beginners, and this is also read aloud and repeat sentence. And there are many more on our YouTube channel, Milestone Study. This is our website. If you want to take classes with us, then you're more than welcome. Message us, call us. All the contact details are in the description. This is Anusha, and that's it for today. Please don't forget to like this video because that's how I know that we're doing good job, okay? All the best, everyone, for your test. See you in the next video.